Caps for Sale, told and illustrated by
Asfer Slobodkina.
This is one of my very favorite stories. Caps for Sale, a tale of a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business. Let's find out what kind of monkey business they get into. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First, he had his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself straight as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street, then he walked down the street calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody even wanted a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," he said. And he walked out of town, slowly, slowly, as not to upset his caps. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," he thought. And he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back, little by little, against the tree trunk, so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First, his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. They were all there. So he went to sleep. He slept for a very long time. But what do you think's going to happen? When he woke up, he was refreshed and restored. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. Where do you think they went to? He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked to the back of him, no caps. He looked behind the tree, no caps. Then he looked up into the tree, and what do you think he saw? Make your guesses. On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. The monkeys had stolen his caps. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. Have you ever talked to a monkey? "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers at him. Zzz, zzz, zzz. That's what John Clifford does to me. This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them. "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him. Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys, what? Only stamped both their feet at him and said, "Tss." At last, he became so angry, he pulled off his own cap and threw it on the ground and began to walk away. Now, what do you think might have happened? If they follow that pattern, what do you think they're going to do? But then each monkey pulled off his cap And all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps, put them back on his head, first his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" That is the end. Bye, guys. Have a great day.